pounds. In Class A, Matt Oliver of Grand Island, 26'9", a senior, meets Ryan Coe. Ryan Coe, 32-0, a senior from Kearney. In Class B, Cory Kreifel, an unbeaten senior from Nebraska City, meets Ryan Christo, 27-2, senior from Albion. In Class C, Mike Camenzind of Valley, another unbeaten wrestler, a junior, faces Chris Perry, 30-1, a senior from Kimball. And in Class D, Darth Tesinsky, 30-3 junior from East Butler, faces Casey Andersen, 24-5 senior from Greeley. So some tough wrestlers in this weight class.
We've got three undefeated wrestlers in this weight class alone. One in A, one in B, and one in C.
And of course in B, Ryan Christo was the state runner-up a year ago at 185, and he's meeting unbeaten Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City. So that's quite a matchup between those two. Of course, Ryan's dad, Randy, a state champion for Albion as well. So a lot of tradition there. And Ryan Coe, unbeaten Kearney wrestler.
Mike Camenzind. A big throw to start off the match in Class C. Mike Camenzind of Valley has Chris Perry of Kimball on his back and in a dangerous situation. He's got to be able to keep him in bounds, though, if he wants to explore that fall.
Boy, Camenzind is strong and tough. And right now in a pretty good position, but it looks like, well, not yet. Just when it looks like Perry from Kimball is going to squirm out.
Camenzind doing his best to keep him in.
You think Camenzind's trying to prove something? He was ranked third, unbeaten. Perry was ranked number 1, even though he's 30-1.
Yeah, I think he's definitely have to prove something.
And you could tell it, but when you come out that aggressive, he's still trying to lock it up. A lot of time left, 57 seconds left. Camenzind,
I think he's got it right there. There it is. Didn't take long, but 1 minute and 7 seconds for Mike Camenzind to come out and prove that he should be the #1 wrestler in Class C at 189 pounds.
And that is his third pin of the tournament. His other one, he won 11-3, so he had 3 pins in the tournament. Definitely is a pinning wrestler. So Camenzind of Valley, a state champion. And now in Class B, Ryan Christo has Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City in some trouble. Christo ranked number 2 with 27-2. Kreifel unbeaten coming in, but right now it's Christo the better of it. And he is a pinning type wrestler as well, but it looks like Kreifel able to get out of that situation. And it's 5-2 because I think Kreifel must have had the first takedown, and then there was a reversal near fall points for Christo. So it's 5-2. Ryan Christo leading at 5-2.
In Class A, Ryan Coe out to he has a 2-1 lead
over Matt Oliver of Grand Island in Class A. Coe from Kearney, the unbeaten wrestler there. And now it's 2-2 as Oliver able to get the escape. No score in Class D.
Again, Ryan Coe, returning state champ from last year at 185 pounds. Undefeated last year, undefeated this year. If he wins this match, 33-0, 2 years in a row.
In Class D, you have Darth Tesinsky, who's an outstanding football player, and I think he'd like to follow in the footsteps of a couple other guys you've heard from East Butler to play football at Nebraska. Of course, I'm talking about the Makovica brothers, and Tesinsky's an outstanding running back. Now, imagine Class D got a 190-pound running back, and he weighs close to 200 for football season, so he is a tough running back for East Butler.
A lot of action in Class B. A quick takedown right at the end of the period for Ryan Christo to give him a 7-3 lead over Cory Kreifel. Another situation where a wrestler feels he should be the #1 ranked wrestler in the state.
And Kreifel coming in unbeaten. Meanwhile, in Class A, it's Ryan Coe leading 4-2 over Matt Oliver. So Oliver giving Coe a pretty good run of it. It's 1-0 in Class D now as Casey Andersen got the escape over Darth Tesinsky. He's there in the second period.
Starting the second period, Cory Kreifel from Nebraska City took the down position, trailing 7-3. Christo is a very powerful, physical wrestler. I've been impressed with him this week as well.
He's what we call a short, tough package.
Ryan Coe in Class A extending his lead to 5-2. Matt Oliver coming in from Grand Island unranked, did have a 13-second pin in the first round of the tournament.
He pinned 3-13 in his quarterfinal match, but only won 1-0 in the semifinal. So he is another one of those pinning type wrestlers. It depends on that, but it's going to be tough against a guy like Ryan Coe.
They're all just, doesn't matter how do you do it, they're all just another W on the record.
Again in Class D, Casey Andersen of Greeley, who's 24-5.
Ryan Coe has Matt Oliver in a dangerous situation. A lot of time left. Not sure if he's going to be able to hold on to it. Oliver able to get out of it. He did get 3-point near fall plus the takedown. That'll give him a 10-2 lead in the second period with a minute to go. Lots of time left there as well.
Again in Class C, Mike Camenzind of Valley won by pin over Chris Perry of Kimball in the first period. And they're about out of time in the second period in Class D, where it's Casey Andersen of Greeley leading Darth Tesinsky of East Butler 1-0. Tesinsky in the maroon singlet and Andersen of Greeley in the red singlet.
I think that was just the second first period pin we've seen since the very first matches of the day.
Well, Ryan Christo of Albion now has a bit of an elbow injury. He's leading in that match 7-3 with 53 seconds to go in the second period. And Ryan Coe now taking over in Class A. Ryan Coe of Kearney, who's on top right now of Matt Oliver at Grand Island and leading it 12-2. So Coe
working a cradle now.
Yep. He's really in control there. Ryan Coe
got his 100th victory of his career in the first round of this year's state tournament.
Trying to become a two-time state champion, was a state runner-up as a sophomore. So three-time finalist and trying to lock up that state championship, which he certainly will, one way or the other, because with a commanding lead here, as he did not get the fall, but that will give him a 15-2 lead going into the third period.
Kearney only brought 4 wrestlers down here this week, but they've been very successful in the 4 that they brought.
It's now 1-1 in Class D between Darth Tesinsky and Casey Andersen in the third period. So these two guys are really going after it.
It's now 7-4 over in Class B. Cory Kreifel trailing Ryan Christo of Albion.
And there goes Christo, and he had a single leg, and then it got away from him as Kreifel countered back quite well. Kreifel again from Nebraska City with a purple singlet. And
we've
Ryan
got a
Christo.
winner in Class A by technical fall, 17-2. Ryan Coe of Kearney wraps up his second straight Nebraska state title.
And if you go up by 15 points, that ends the match, and that's what happened in that instance. Again, Ryan Christo of Albion leading 7-4 in Class B over Cory Kreifel, an unbeaten wrestler from Nebraska City. It's now 3-2. Darth Tesinsky leading Casey Andersen. So Tesinsky got the takedown, and then Andersen got the escape to make it 3-2. Tesinsky, again in the maroon and gold, with 39 seconds to go, third period. So 39 seconds is all that's left in D.
Another takedown for Christo makes it 9-4 in B. As time runs out at the end of the second period, we still got 2 minutes to go in B. Injury timeout in Class D. Not quite sure what happened there. They're wiping the forehead of Casey Andersen of Greeley.
Tesinsky, even though he's 30-3, was not ranked coming into the tournament. Just a tough weight class, apparently. Casey Andersen was ranked 4th at 24-5. Christo now on the bottom in Class B, but it gets up and gets the escape. And right now we have everybody standing in front of the scoring table for us in Class B, so I can't quite see the score.
I believe it's 9-5 in favor of Ryan Christo, I believe. No, now they're changing it.
Okay, that's
10-5. 10-5 now. One more point added to Ryan Christo's score.
Minute 38 to go in the third period. Meanwhile, here in Class D, Darth Tesinsky hanging on to that 3-2 lead over Casey Andersen of Greeley. 25 seconds to go, and now we're going to have a caution called against Tesinsky.
That's his first one.
But the next one would be a point, would tie it up, so he has to be very aggressive, and is so there. Tesinsky, nice double leg, and very close to the takedown. So Tesinsky probably getting the state title on that. What a job by Darth Tesinsky. Beautiful job on the double leg takedown.
That just leaves us with one match to go here at 189 pounds, and that's between Ryan Christo of Albion and Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City.
So Darth Tesinsky wins a state title for East Butler as he wins it 5-2 over Casey Andersen of Greeley. And now Ryan Christo of Albion just has to go another minute 15, leading at 10-5 over Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City. But Kreifel, very dangerous wrestler.
That last takedown for Tesinsky just slammed the door on any hopes that the Casey Andersen had of winning that match. Ryan Christo intentionally releasing Cory Kreifel in B, makes the score 12-6. Just under a minute to go in that match.
That win by Tesinsky, by the way, gave East Butler 2 state titles today, as Adam Castle got one at 103 earlier. So Christo trying to bring another state championship home for that family. As I mentioned, his dad Randy, a state champion for Albion back in 1973, so it's been a few years. And Christo, who was a state runner-up a year ago in Class B, and now as Kreifel gets away, it makes it 12-6. Christo leading at 30 seconds to go. Again, Christo in the red singlet and Kreifel in the purple singlet.
This victory by Christo will give Albion a solid hold on second place in the Class B team race.
Which quite good for them, considering they went from C to B this year. They were C last year, state champions, and they finished behind, of course, Omaha Gross, as we mentioned, 4-time team champion.
No points awarded on that situation.
In fact, I think the kids from Omaha Gross really should be commended. Last year they went through quite a tragedy when their coach died, and they went on to win a state title and come back this year very strong. And I think this really says a lot for that program.
They've got one thing that they've got is an excellent kids program that just.
I think we're behind the Albion crowd, maybe. I think the Albion crowd sitting right behind us is Ryan Christo. Wins it. I didn't see. Did you? I think it was 12-5. I believe was the final.
12-6. I think is it.
12-6. So as Ryan Christo defeats Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City. Kreifel ends an outstanding season at 35-1, but unable to finish the season undefeated. But Cory Kreifel with a good year, but not quite good enough as Ryan Christo comes away the winner 12-6. Now let's go through the results at 189 pounds. In Class A, the state champion, Ryan Coe of Kearney, 17-2 victor over Matt Oliver of Grand Island. In Class B, Ryan Christo of Albion wins it 12-6 over Cory Kreifel of Nebraska City. In Class C, Mike Camenzind of Valley, the state champion, winning by pin in the first period over Chris Perry of Kimball. And in Class D, Darth Tesinsky of East Butler wins it 5-2 over Casey Andersen of Greeley. Now